So I have a goal to bench 315 pounds, just 3 plates on each side, just like a nice round number. You know, it'd be good to hit that. But as bench has always been my weakest lift.
It's on the up and up.
It's on the up and up. No, it's coming back. Gaining some weight. It's good. But so my question was, how realistic of a goal is benching 315? I know I'm not going to squat 800 pounds. I'm just, unless I'm on special supplements.
Sure.
But
Trenbolone.
Yes, that one.
Yeah, it's found in meat in the carnivore diet.
Is that carnivore? I think Tren is carnivore.
Yeah, Tren's carnivore for sure.
But it is a 315 bench for like the average person. Where is that in like the realistic scale?
Yeah. So it's a tough answer, right? And because it comes back to the human behavior deal.
Uh-huh.
Most people do not train consistently. And even when they think they're training consistently, they're not training consistently. And they're missing, you know, one session every 7 days. And all of that adds up. So I do think, I'm not saying that everyone should be 200 pounds. That's not what I'm saying. Obviously your height plays a factor and like your goals, but I do think that a 200 pound male is capable of 315 pound bench press. Genetics play a huge role, but it might take a long time. Like I think the only reason that I can bench in the upper threes is because I started bench pressing when I was 14.
Yeah.
And so I was training intelligently for a long time. So I think for you, it's realistic. I think for most people, it's not because most people can't do it, but life gets in the way.
Yeah.
Something happens. But I mean, your bench has come a long way. I mean, you had a banged up shoulder at first and, but yeah, I think 200 pounds though, like we're assuming average genetics. Like I do think if you're a 165 pound guy and you're 6'1" with really long arms,
tough,
315 is probably not happening.
Yeah.
So again, if you want to be 165 pounds for some other reason, that's fine, but understand it. And do you remember the video we did on the benchmarks? Like I said, deadlift 405, squat 315 to 365. I think I said bench 275.
I thought you said 225.
225. Yeah, that's what I said. Yeah, exactly. Because that video was based off like novices, like ending.
Right.
So,
so it's realistic, but it's like, it's going to take some work.
It's going to take time.
Yeah.
Like it's going to take time.
Like 405 is like, I don't know, buddy. You know, that might be reaching.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I'd say 405 is like, reaching for a lot of people.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, 405, I would say no, it's not a good goal for folks, but 315, which with training, discipline, proper diet, you know, but human behavior's the issue 9 times out of 10.
Once again. So 225 is like, hey, you should have that in the bag.
225 is just like, hey, if you actually train for 4 to 6 months, most guys are going to hit a 225 pound bench. And I think we found that, right? Like you hit that in last April, in Alpharetta was the first time.
No, it was not. It was actually at my parents' house in their gym with Strength Coach plates, pretty sure. But I hit that about, a year ago.
Yeah. Then what'd you do today? 200 for 5x5?
200 5x5.
Yeah. So it's a slog though. It's like, it's like the press. People are always like, oh, my strength is zapped. Like I just can't do it. I'm like, no, the press is frustrating. That is the nature of the press.
Right.
Like every inch away from your face makes it way harder.
Way harder.
It's 1.5 to 2.5 pound jumps. And people don't like that. And that's why the squat and the deadlift they like, because it's your entire body. You know, I mean, they're both your entire body, but it's much more muscle mass.
Yeah.
And so you can, anybody that deadlifts 405, I mean, like in my line of strength training, when I see a 405 deadlift, I don't think, wow, 405 pounds. I've never seen this before. Like, I don't think anything of it. What it does tell me is, oh, that guy trains. Yeah. Like he's trained. Like most people can't cold pull 405, no training experience.
But it's not like that took him a decade to.
Right, it didn't take him that. Yeah.
No.
You give me a guy between 160 and 200 pounds and he's serious about training and he trains for 9 months.
Yeah. He
can deadlift 405.
Right.
Again, training consistently.
Yeah.
Main takeaway.
315 bench though is like.
I would say a 315 bench is a much bigger accomplishment than a 405 deadlift.
Really?
By a lot. I don't know. Maybe a 315 bench is like a 500 pound
somewhere
deadlift,
around there,
somewhere in there.
Yeah.
Or bigger. I mean, some guys just struggle, right? Like, you know, or it's just harder or long arms, like Coach Braden, 600 about deadlifts me by a lot, right?
Yeah.
I think he's pulled in the sixes, and his bench is getting way better.
Yeah.
But he used to be super frustrated about his bench. He called it a poverty bench, whatever. But I think he's done 275 now.
Okay.
But he's just he just gets it like, hey, I got to come to the gym 3 days a week.
Yeah.
Keep going. And the progress isn't going to be as fast as in the squat and the deadlift. It's not as impressive because people want to do stuff that's impressive, right? Like you benching 200 for 5x5 today. No one in Blockhaven
cares.
is stopping and going, oh my goodness.
Whoa.
Right.
No.
You understand, hey, if I just keep training,
trust the process.
The goal is the process.
There you go.
Yeah.
All right.
Amen.